Artifact 6, Standard 3.1, ISTE Criterion 8. Create experiences for learners to make positive, socially responsible contributions and exhibit empathetic behavior online that build relationships and community. To demonstrate my understanding of Criterion 8, I am sharing a series of mini lessons I created. In this lesson, my fourth grade students have opportunities to make positive, socially responsible decisions and engage in empathetic behavior while online. The first lesson, entitled Respect Yourself, Respect Others, was focused on exhibiting empathetic behavior when engaging with others by understanding others' point of view. We began by reviewing what point of view was using an Edpuzzle activity. I then provided examples of differing points of view tied to stories we had recently read in class. After class discussion, I posed the following question. As students in this class, do you all have the same point of view? Students then participated in Think, Pair, Share. Then we moved into a discussion about how our point of view influences our perceptions when in an online community. As an extension of this lesson, students were encouraged to share a time when their point of view differed from someone else's, even though they were in the same situation, place, or event. The conversations I was able to have with my students taught them to make positive and socially responsible contributions online. The second mini lesson, titled A Mile in My Shoes, focused on what it means to be empathetic. To begin this lesson, I started a conversation with my students about their current perceptions of empathy. We then completed an Edpuzzle activity on empathy. Once complete, students worked together using online interaction prompts to determine the best response to a displayed scenario. To wrap up this lesson, we reflected on the activity and students completed an exit ticket answering this question. Do you think it is more difficult to show empathy when interacting online? Why or why not? Through this lesson, students were able to practice empathy in real life situations and relate those to online situations to be socially responsible when interacting online. Artifact 6, Standard 3.3, ISTE Criterion 10. Mentor students in the safe, ethical, and legal practice with digital tools and protection of intellectual rights and property. To demonstrate my understanding of Criterion 10, I am sharing a series of mini lessons I created. In the first lesson, titled You Said What?, I focused on communication misunderstandings when communicating online. During the lesson, students were asked to participate in a telephone activity to demonstrate how communication can be misinterpreted when passed from one person to the next. This activity was then used as a discussion point for the value of clear communication, especially when talking online in a safe and ethical manner. After the discussion activity, we watched a brain pop video discussing digital etiquette and how to communicate online. Students were able to learn correct communication when using online platforms, such as email, text, and messaging within online platforms, such as gaming. The students were able to relate the lesson to personal experiences and participated in valuable discourse among their peers. The second mini lesson, titled If It's on the Internet, Does That Mean It's True?, focused on finding reliable information online and how to appropriately use that information. The goal of the lesson was to improve student use of the internet for learning and researching purposes. This lesson was tied into our ELA unit on research for informative writing. To begin, students participated in a Think, Pair, Share about what they thought it meant to find a reliable resource. After sharing, I provided the students with guiding questions to keep in mind as we watched the Brain Pop video, Online Resources. Students then worked in groups to complete the guiding questions. As an extension to this, the students completed a web quest to find information to answer specific questions using reliable resources. Upon completion, students were able to navigate search engines to find intellectual property online and use it in an ethical and legal manner. Artifact 6, Standard 3.4, ISTE Criterion 11. Model and promote management of personal data and digital identity and protect student data privacy. To demonstrate my understanding of Criterion 11, I am sharing a series of mini lessons I created. The first mini lesson, titled Who Are You?, encouraged students to understand the relationship between personal identity and digital identity by comparing how we use our in-person identity and our digital identity online. We begin the lesson with a class discussion about what makes up someone's identity. Once that is established, I moved into the main lesson on how we identify ourselves and what that looks like online and how it affects our digital identity. The second mini lesson focused on how to separate personal information from private information online. The goal of this lesson was for students to understand what information is appropriate to share online and how to keep their private information safe. To begin, we created a T-chart as a class categorizing things as either personal or private. After making our list, we moved into a lesson on what each of these are. We watched a video, then had a class discussion on what personal and private information is. We then explored ways to keep our private information safe when surfing the web and interacting online. As a culminating activity, students went back to our T-chart and corrected any items placed in the wrong category and added new items that they had learned from the lesson. Through these mini lessons, students were able to model and promote the management of personal data and digital identity and protect student data privacy.